how often do we think about making our hard personal growth experiences into Ebenezer's? So, whether you write it, share it verbally, or maybe you have some simple memento to remind us, we want to have this constant attitude of thankfulness, remembering how the Lord changed us, building our faith and trust for the next experience. And in this way, our Ebenezer's can become stepping stones, helping us get farther and farther into our destination of complete trust and faith. And Rick, I imagine that you have several Ebenezer's because you have some strange experiences in your life. What can you share with us today?
All right, we're going to just pick one.
Okay.
And this Ebenezer is has to do, and I'll give you a date. It has to do with January 25th, 2022. That's the day I was admitted to the hospital. And I had blood clots throughout my lungs to the point where they told me if you did not come to the hospital now, a week from now, you would have just not waken up. You'd have stopped breathing. That's how bad it was. I had no idea. But that's what was happening. And, for those of you who can see this, this is the evidence. I keep the hospital band that they put on my wrist. I keep it where I can see it every single day because it taught me a tremendous, tremendous lesson. And as I relay the lesson, I just want to share an experience that happened this morning that really made me think that this is the Ebenezer experience I needed to talk about. I had the privilege of talking to one of the CQ volunteers who is in the hospital as we speak for DVT, deep vein thrombosis. That's what I had, and that's what she has. And it's a scary experience to hear that you've got blood clots in your lungs. So I got to call her. Julie, you informed me of this. I had no idea. And we got to talk this morning about our mutual experiences, about the scariness of it all, and about what it is that you can learn. And she asked me very, very plainly, she said, Rick, if it's not too personal, can you tell me what you learned? And, and I was really glad she had the courage to ask that question. And what I learned was this: before that experience, I was feeling the burden of responsibility for the many things that the Lord has privileged me. And I say privileged in all capital letters, privileged me with. And I was feeling like I just couldn't keep up. And I felt like I was getting further and further behind. And then all of a sudden, one day, without any real warning, I am sitting in a hospital bed told I can't leave because if I leave, I'm going to die. I mean, that's pretty much, I'm getting blunt, but that's what they told me. And so I'm sitting there in this bed and I'm there all by myself, realizing that first of all, because my wife was so insistent that something was wrong with me. And she talked to my daughter, Emily, who's an APRN, who said to me, Dad, you have to go to the hospital. You have blood clots in your lungs. I mean, she knew. All she had to do was talk to me. Because of those two, I'm sitting there realizing life is so precious. And I have this deliverance right in front of me. And I remember, and this is what I told the sister this morning. I looked up in the midst of all this, in the midst of the threat of losing my life. And I said, Lord, what will you have me do? Just show me. Whatever it is, just show. You have just granted me this incredible deliverance that I don't deserve. What will you have me do? Well, I will tell you, within 2 weeks of leaving the hospital, he delivered 3 very, very big responsibilities that I truly believe before that experience would have been crushing. But after that experience, as each one came, I went, oh, and then I smiled and I looked up and I said, okay, I get it. And it just was a transformative experience. So that's the Ebenezer. That's that little hospital band that I keep where I can see it every single day to remember, Lord, what would you have me do? You delivered me. I am yours.